The British Isles are a group of islands which is a part of Europe, but as they are separated from the rest of mainland Europe, its history and culture was distinct to that of Western Europe. There was no British nation prior to the 18th century. The primary identities of the people who inhabited the British Isles were the ethnic ones: English, Welsh, Scot, and Irish. All of these ethnic groups had their own kingdoms, duchies, and cultural traditions. The English nation had a long history of being invaded by countless empires, including the Roman Empire, the Vikings, French influence from William the Conqueror, and so on. In 1453, France won the 100 Years' War against England. From then on, England saw much of political instability as the throne moved from houses to houses during a 200-year span. The English nation eventually overcame these struggles after the English Civil War. As a result, the English nation steadily grew in wealth, importance, and power, and it was able to extend its influence over the other nations of the islands. During the Glorious Revolution in 1688, the English Parliament seized power from the monarchy. They were the instruments through which a nation-state, with England at its center, came to be forged. The Act of Union in 1707 between England and Scotland resulted in the formation of the United Kingdom of Great Britain. This meant that England was able to impose its influence on Scotland. The British Parliament was henceforth dominated by its English members. The growth of a British identity meant that Scotland's distinctive culture and political institutions were systematically suppressed. The Catholic clans that inhabited the Scottish Highlands suffered terrible repression whenever they attempted to assert their independence. The Scottish Highlanders were forbidden to speak their Gaelic language or wear their national dress, and large numbers were forcibly driven out of their homelands. Ireland suffered a similar fate too. It was a country deeply divided between the Catholics and Protestants. England, as it was a Protestant nation, helped the Protestants of Ireland to establish their dominance over a largely Catholic country. Catholic revolts against British dominance were suppressed. After a failed revolt led by Wolfe Stone and his United Irishmen in 1798, Ireland was forcibly incorporated into the United Kingdom in 1801. A new British nation was forged through the propagation of a dominant English culture. The symbols of the New Britain, the British flag, Union Jack, the national anthem, God Save Our Noble King, and the English language were actively promoted, and the older nations survived only as subordinate partners in this union.